Interviews with business owners and veteran executives who share their wisdom and expertise to help you de-stress, free up time, and make more money. Profits of IT.
Welcome back to the Profits of IT. I am Jim Punzenberger, your host and the creator of the Managed Prospecting System, looking to generate new leads or appointments without cold calling, ad spend, or spamming. Be sure to check out managedprospectingsystem.com. I have Michelle Scott with me today. Michelle is a CRM executive, been in the industry for more than 20 years. Currently, is a Zoho partner and helps clients with customizing Zoho CRM to their specific needs. And so, Michelle, please introduce yourself and tell us a quick bit about your company.
Sure thing. My name is Michelle. As you mentioned, my company is Threeleaf CRM. We're about 10 years old now. I started my life professionally in the marketing space. So came out of college, got the corporate marketing job. My vision was that I would go into, sort of either the agency, but the branding world was kind of what I had my sights set on. And my then CRM consultant hired me away from that corporate path because I was the user that loved to tinker with the database to help get it to meet my needs. I would break it, typically fix it myself. And he said, if you're going to take the money from me consulting wise, you may as well come work with me. So I went sort of kicking and screaming into the software technology space. That's how I landed in being the whole CRM consultant thing.
Got it. So what's something interesting about yourself outside of work?
If given the option, I would be outside probably more often than not. Love horseback riding. I love cooking and hanging out with my kids and my chief executive officer, who's somewhere in the chair back there, my yellow lab. So yeah, outside doing something, hiking,
cool.
Things like that. Yeah.
It's similar to myself. I have 2 chocolate labs and spend as much time outside as possible also. So
absolutely. It's kind of why I do what I do.
Right. Same here. So, Michelle, what would you say or contribute your success to in business, and how can others learn from that to be more successful themselves?
So I think that the success is persistence for one. Spent the first decade and a half working for other people and ended up sort of going off on my own out of necessity. One job wrapped up and looked to go back to my corporate roots and ended up starting Threeleaf. And, the success came from existing relationships, figured out very quickly what I'm good at. And I think more importantly, what I'm not, and surrounding myself with people that are really good at those things that aren't necessarily my core strengths. And being really good at kind of keeping my thumb on what's coming up in the technology world and what the trends are and how businesses would use that in their technology. And really, most recently, quite candidly, attribute the success to Zoho. It's just, they're a fantastic product and company to work with.
So do you have any tips, like say I'm trying to determine what technologies to work with that are going to be the technologies of the future? It sounds like that's been part of your success is, I guess you picked Zoho for some reason.
Yeah.
Any tips on picking what technology you should, I guess, become an expert in, and what you should, how to determine that?
Yeah, it's interesting. I always look at it kind of as two-sided, right? Where if you're looking to become a CRM and a software expert, I don't want to say it's as simple as doing your homework, but read, look to who do you think of as the experts and then check out their blogs. Everybody kind of thinks of Salesforce, HubSpot. I like to dig into those, but just staying on top of, what Uncle Google has to say about what's
Uncle
new and
Google.
upcoming, and kind of watching the trends. I know when I started, there was next to nothing. It was, there were 3 or 4 players, and now there are thousands. So to pretend you're going to know all of them is tough. Zoho's where I've landed and have been, as I said, super happy with, but I'm constantly checking out new, because that playing field is constantly changing. I think that the flip side is, which we may not get into today, but how to find the right solution for your company is a whole different question that I kind of love to dig into too.
Okay. So really to determine, I guess first, the question is, how do you know what, so I guess probably maybe part of knowing what technologies to explore is, I guess it might go back to what your interests are specifically. Is that kind of how you got into the
100%. Yeah. I joke, but I think I even mentioned the first time we met, I was not given any, talent like athletics or singing or anything like that, where I was going to make my millions, but I can sell. And I like the technology behind what's going to make that sales job easier. What helps a company to sort of uphold the process, whether it's a shoebox with index cards. I've had clients that's their system and it works. But a system that's going to help you uphold that process. And talking about the outside of work, if my system makes my job easier, I have more time for the stuff that I want to do. So that was kind of I ran with what I'm good at, and kind of what I love. And that's the CRM. And now if you're on, in that technology space at all, looking at the CRM means such a different thing. Now it's not just a database. I'll age myself, but it's no longer that electronic Rolodex to just keep tabs. It means, email marketing and plugging into social and the database. That's kind of the, that valuable asset to the sales organization.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned you'd like to maybe touch on how to pick the right CRM for a business. What tips do you have on that?
You have to know your business. There's so many different components, but it's not just about, a lot of people will, again, not that Salesforce is not a fantastic product. It is, but is that in your budget? Is it a good fit for your user? How complicated is your process, and what do you need to uphold that? And you have to know your user base. How technology oriented are they? Do they need to be cloud-based? Do they need to be mobile oriented? Things like that. Sort of being able to know what that looks like and the technology that's going to match that. Features, budget, and sort of that user experience is critical to picking the right product.
Got it. Any other specifics around picking the right CRM product that people should consider?
I'm trying to think. I've done of course, I'm going to do a complete blank. I did a whole webinar series on choosing the right product. And we had a series of 5 different things that you need to go through. And it's been a minute since I did those. But yeah, again, I think knowing what kinds of things you need. Do you need just a contact manager, right? Like something like Zoho Begin or Pipedrive that's more quote oriented? Or do you need something really sophisticated that your users are going to need to slice and dice by? Features and budget. And again, that sort of technology focus and technology threshold, I guess, of your users is going to be the mission critical pieces. Because you can't just go with the one that everybody else has. I joke with people that, yes, I have an iPhone. Is it necessarily the best phone? Works for me. I love it, but you have to know what you need, right? I'm so deep in that world. It is the fit for me. So you kind of have to know your business environment and find the product that's going to fit that. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Any final thoughts on this?
No, I think we kind of covered it.
So Threeleaf, that's your business, right?
Yep.
And who should be like, what type of company should be doing business with you, and why should they be doing business with you?
Love it. Yeah, we focus on pretty much anybody that sells, primarily business to business. One of the things that we are very candid of is our first call with a prospect is always, are we the right fit? I don't believe that every company can help every customer. So again, pretty much business to business, somebody looking for that guidance on making their CRM solution work for them. Typically a company that has some sort of a marketing component also. A lot of people will ask, do you concentrate on an industry? And we really don't. I love that every client's slightly different. We run the gambit from, commercial real estate to corporate cleaning companies to, people that sell simulators and things like that. And it's all over the place, which is something I love. It's more about do you have a problem that we can solve, and are we a fit? Because we're blunt and candid to a fault sometimes, but
yes.
Yeah, pretty much anybody that's selling something to other companies.
Got it. And somebody wanted to get a hold of you. What is the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, absolutely. Hit our website for sure. We're at threeleafcrm.com. All our contact info's there. We actually have a link to our Calendly if you want to book an intro call.
So threeleafcrm.com. That's the number 3, LEAFCRM.com, correct?
Exactly.
Well, Michelle, thank you for your time here today and your willingness to share. I hope that the listeners will find some, I know I've learned a little bit about checking what to look for in a CRM, and I hope that the viewers see that useful also. So thanks again for your time.
Thank you. Have a great day.
And until next time on The Profits of IT, I am Jim Punzenberger, your host and the creator of the Managed Prospecting System. Looking to generate new clients or partners, be sure to check out managedprospectingsystem.com.
Thank you for tuning in to The Profits of IT. Please smash that like button, subscribe, and share.